Man Overboard, a story from open waters. Calo. Read by Quaid Cundall. Man Overboard. Author and editor. Calo. Carlos Martin Campos Aboado. Lima, Peru. First edition in English. September 2022. All rights reserved. We will always find ourselves at sea. Edwin E. Cummings. For you, Ursula, my traveling companion, the love of my life, because you will always sustain me with your unconditional love. Prologue. When I finished reading this book, I could not get the phrase of the Chinese philosopher, Lao Tzu, out of my head. A man with external courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. This honest work, entitled Man Overboard, took me to a space of reflection where the central pillar is self-knowledge, seen as a tool for personal growth that makes us not only focus on the actions we need to perform to achieve our goals or change situations, but invites us to investigate within ourselves, to see what we often do not want to see of ourselves, to become aware of who we are being today for our lives, and, at the same time, it warns us that we have different results. We probably need to see life from a different perspective, that the answer lies not in what to do, but who to be. Man Overboard tells us about our fears, our limiting beliefs, being grateful for what we have, the ability to adapt to our different contexts and moments, to accept ourselves, and how wonderful we can be if we remember who we are. From ontology, we could say that it is nothing more than seen within ourselves. As simple as that. However, the tough thing is choosing to do so. Eric Bravo Fujita, Ontological and Sports Coach. Chapter 1. The sun's rays fell directly on my face and woke me up. I opened my eyes, and my sight was cloudy. It was not possible to recognize where I was. My hands were sandy, and when I used them to rub my eyes, I worsened my vision. Keeping my eyes closed, I heard the noise of the waves of the sea and sensed that I was on a beach. I sat up blindly and felt my legs numb, heavy, and weak. It was a struggle to maintain my balance. Blinking with difficulty, I oriented myself in the direction from which the sound of the waves came and walked a dozen meters slowly there. I lost my balance and fell along the way. Seconds later, I got up again, straining to stand. Still, with my eyes closed, I moved slowly and carefully until the water covered my bare feet. I took a few more steps and crouched down without seeing anything until I could get my hands wet and bring water to my face to wipe the sand from my eyes. After a few moments, I finally saw clearly. It was disconcerting to discover that I was completely naked at an unknown beach. My immediate reaction was to immerse myself in the water, to not expose my nakedness to those who were nearby. I observed the beach and its surroundings, looking in several directions towards the shore and the horizon. Not only was there no one, but I also didn't see anything that would give me signs of civilization. The green vegetation covered the medium-high mountains that appeared in the distance, illuminated by the sun that shone on top of a clear sky. The feeling of being the only person there was intense. What place was that? What had happened? Why was I there? Why was I naked? The thought that it could be one of those vivid dreams that seemed real rushed into my mind, even if it seemed strange. Was I in that space where I dreamed that I'm waking up, but the truth is I'm still dreaming? I tried to forcibly wake up, and resorted to pinching my arm. All I managed to do was cause me pain and leave a red spot on my skin. I was still at sea and still naked. I looked back at the beach and found my footprints my body had left on the shore, and those of my own feet on the wet sand. I had appeared lying on the sand of that beach as if I were a castaway. How had that happened? I looked around the beach and found no road signs or any construction. It didn't seem possible to get to the beach any other way than from the ocean. I turned my gaze to the sea, thinking there could be remains of a boat or something similar that could answer the question of how I got there. There was nothing, except the restless waves of the sea that broke one after another without stopping.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?